Asura's Wrath. I think it's easily one of the most underrated video games of all time, and absolutely the only one I can think of where unleashing your anger realizes your true potential to parry a finger the size of a continent. When I say anime game, I'd be willing to bet these super rad sushi socks I got for Christmas that the first thing you picture when thinking about them isn't flipping an elephant the size of a small warehouse like a coin. I'm happy to say that does exist though, and it's what we're talking about today. What's more is that it is the love child of God of War if it was loosely based on Hindu and Buddhist mythology, and Dragon Ball Z. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be the most anime game I think I've ever played, isn't it? Honestly, I can't stress this enough. This entire game is just an interactive anime. It's a QuickTime event wonderland, and when you play this, you're gonna be in an ocean of cutscenes. But it's the kind of ocean that rocks you so hard, you'd better be hanging onto your boat for dear life because it's overflowing with some of the greatest and most ludicrously insane Japanese animation I've ever seen. No, not the ultimate butt slam. Anything but the butt hit. The thing's even structured like an anime, broken up into 25-ish minute episodes, complete with mid-episode breaks for non-existent commercials, opening and closing credits, and previews for the next episode. And it all follows the story of Asura, one of the most OP protagonists in media that's angrier than an infinite supply of rabid honey badgers with lungs to prove it. Ha ha! Thank you. Ha ha! Not bad. And when you start this game, Asura is one of the 8 guardian general deities, and they are some eccentric dudes.
How beautiful life is at its end.
And their main goal is to save the world from the Goma, the wrath of the planet that manifests in any animal you can think of, from monkeys, giant space fish, to big ol' turtles.
Fire the Jimmy Neutron Brain Blast.
You are aware that will kill millions.
Fuck 'em.
And you know, the best way to save the world, as everyone knows, is to consistently and casually just murder millions. I should also say, if you have megalophobia, this game may not be for you. Because this is just the first level of the game in a story spanning thousands of years hell-bent on answering how big do you want the action with yes. So before we unleash the insanity of this story, if you're one of the many people out there that's probably wondering, why have I never heard of this game? The answer's pretty simple. It sold pretty poorly on release and flopped like a fish.
This is pathetic.
Having a fairly short runtime and not having super extensive gameplay made it not super appealing for a lot of people to spend $60 whole on the game. Its reputation also got socked on the jaw harder than Commander Shepard punched that one reporter. By Capcom, who in their infinite wisdom decided, hey guys, you know what? I think we should make the executive decision to release this game without its true ending. You know, just force the developer to release it without the entire part 4 that actually concludes the story they were telling, and then later, we're gonna release it as paid DLC. Needless to say, it was a really scummy business decision, and it did not go over well. But from the perspective of someone who got this entire game, DLC and all, for $7 whole, this odyssey of a man willing to send you through the stratosphere for making his daughter cry is pretty freaking great. All right, Elephant, let's chill out.
To the sky!
So is this game perfect? Absolutely not. It's got a lot of flaws. But did it make me smile like this and is an extremely stylized game that has relentless action? Yes, even from the start. I mean, the main premise is that Asura is trying to save his daughter from the other 7 main deities who betrayed him. After an intro of punching giant space fish, destroying some Baldur's Gate 3 nautiloids, and then punching a mouth twice the size of Australia, they screw him over pretty bad. They frame him for killing the Emperor.
What is this?
This one villain from Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows up to his family, where he kills his wife. Then they yoink his daughter to become this mantra battery for all of them because she is this super powerful priestess that can amplify all of their power. Asura is obviously not a big fan of this. So they give him a vacation from life. The problem is if you contain twice the combined rage of every toxic League of Legends player in history, dying is actually not that big of a deal. In fact, it just sends you to a rock climbing session with a golden spider.
You know, I've been thinking, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Get mad. You don't want their damn lemons. What the hell are you supposed to do with those? Demand to see your ice manager.
Imagine having to play Getting Over It for 12,000 years straight, and I think it becomes real obvious why Asura is ready to make the universe his rage room. And first on the long list of demigods about to get smash kicked and punted out of existence is It Gets Bigger, I Swear Wizen, who does the honor of wagging his tongue enough to introduce my favorite mechanic. Shut up, Wizen! Yeah! Again! Another! I thought not then, or that one either. Take it back! You know, the more I think about this fight, the more I'm convinced that it's just a PSA against bullying. You probably shouldn't do it. Mostly because it can reveal who's secretly one of those magic grow animal toys from the 2000s.
How did you get so thin? You are going to see the inside of my asshole!
And you know, he probably would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for this meddling kid that reminded Asura he was a father so hard that he grew an extra 4 arms and then shot down a spaceship, unlocking his inner force unleashed. Oh, this is freaking cool. Not today! Get your missile out of here, son. Oh my gosh. Ultimate parry punch, go! Burst! Another! Are we coming out the back of him? Get out of here! Oh my god! Oh my lord. To space with you. There's no cause for that. It's appropriate this game came out in 2012 because, like the movie of the same name, the world's ending every other day here, I swear. Thankfully, physics were taking a nap during this fight, where every person on the planet would have already died from the gravity of this man's belly. But we really don't have time to think about all that before Giga Fatty decides to perform the most dangerous poke in the universe. Yeah, come on! No freaking way. Oh, well, Adio's planet. And with the cost of all of his arms and performing possibly the most glorious uppercut to ever grace our reality, Asura became the most devastating splinter a god will ever receive. You'd think the action would start to die down after Asura becomes the living embodiment of the phrase, size doesn't matter.
You are a fool.
But then the game wouldn't be Asura's wrath.
It is pointless to resist.
It's pointless for you to think you can fight me even if I don't have arms. Your logic is flawed. Get kicked. Oh, okay, now you have abs, sure.
You are a fool.
God. So apart from Yasha having abs that only like to appear every once in a while, the thing you need to know about him is he's got a really cool cowboy theme and he is all about the cause. Now, cause is the same as all the other demigods. They want to bring about the Great Rebirth, which is to bring a giant utopia to the world by defeating the Goma. To do that, though, they need to steal trillions of souls of mortals to power their laser. So if you ever feel like your life's meaningless, just know at least your soul isn't being used to just be a laser.
It is meaningless. Do not return again.
Well, I'm pretty good at climbing. I don't know what to tell you. The good news is being split in two and taking a lava bath only reset Asura's respawn timer to 500 years this time.
Open your eyes.
But he does finally wake up. He wakes up next to this girl who narrowly avoids getting murdered by all this debris that exploded around her. And she looks a lot like his daughter and reminds him of her so much that he feels like he needs to protect her. Luckily for him, she's like the only mortal he runs across that has any basic survival instincts whatsoever. Just a heads up, if you do ever happen to have to climb one of those pillars down in Naraka after 500 years, you need a little bit of a warm-up for that dead body of yours. The best way to do that is to just give a chiropractic adjustment to a giant tortoise and you'll be feeling right as rain. Freaking flip turtle.
Hey, you fools want to use your souls to become lasers.
So after Calro finishes snatching all of these people's souls, he gets chased down by Asura, who I love to death for this, by punching the ground so hard he flies to the sky to rip and tear his fleet apart until taking an elevator inside one. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's elevator facts time once again. Did you know? Elevators in the US travel 7.2 trillion feet or 1.36 billion miles per year. And if you're not living in the United States and use real measurements, that's 2.19 billion kilometers. And if you're a demigod that can fly to space by punching the ground, you do not in fact have to take the elevator. Who needs elevators when you can just run it up the whole way with a giant guy? Something I really appreciate about this story is that at one moment you could be hugging a man to death in orbit, and the next you could get picked up by your old master August from the crater you fall into from space, and then wake up later at a hot spring staring at... She just had her boobs bounce. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's absolutely a man in the water, a little pervert watching us. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, and he is drowned now. Okay, so I expected standing up to be how we end this, but no, standing up just was to stand up to show off my cock and then sit back down. A woman has seen my junk. I am ready. Burst! No. Deny! To be fair, if you got blue-balled that hard after 12,500 years, you two would probably have no choice but to fight to the death on the moon. I guess we're on the moon now. I'm not leaving anything out. They just are on the moon in the next scene. It doesn't matter why. Don't worry about it. Shut up! Damn, my punch was only good. It didn't matter. God damn. Oh man, it's so intense. Oh, we're gonna parry punch. I can feel it coming. Yep, there it is. No, you're beaten. Keep going. Oh my god. The thing is, the moment you think the punching bout was nuts, you're not even gonna remember it once you see what August can do once he pulls out his sword.
Prepare to meet your end!
Oh my god. Did you just cut the moon in half?
You need to enjoy this a bit more! You need to shut up and die!
I mean, as far as comebacks go, that's pretty great. I love that they're just using classical music in this fight. It makes it so much better. Okay, he's a grower, not a shower. Oh, it's still growing. He's got a tape measure sword. We are just getting launched. Oh, this is ridiculous. It's so big. He's got the longest sword ever.
I am you, and you are me. I am nothing like you.
I'm past asking myself how they're having a conversation being like 100,000 miles apart at this point. You know what? It's probably not. Don't stab the other side of the planet.
Burst it! Come at me! Yeah, you don't get your sword.
Oh, hell yeah. Pull out your inner Sith, Asura. You had the best death. This guy was awesome. Super Elephant? Nope. It's King Ghidorah. I'll admit, in a universe where an armless man with a sword in his mouth just turned into a nuke fighting a kaiju, I know this isn't the thing I should be questioning, but this girl showing up everywhere that Asura falls on the planet is some insane luck. Really bad luck, though, because it's pretty much proven if you're anywhere within a 300-mile radius of Asura, you're in a life be gone zone. Don't make fun of the fact he doesn't have arms. Don't say arma. It's a bunch of Milsim players.
That half-witted baboon.
Sadly, that zone of death proves to be very true once again after getting 100 bombs dropped on him. So I just gotta take a second here to say, Liam O'Brien, God bless his vocal cords and the sacrifice he did for this role, because he had to have been in so much pain after the insane screams he pulled off for this thing. And this Berserker Asura transformation scene is just incredible, and it's a great example of why the music of this game is so good. They like to bring back this theme, it's called In Your Belief, that's equally tragic, beautiful, and almost triumphant in some ways, and the way they use it in a lot of these extremely extravagant action set pieces adds a lot of depth and a unique feeling to a lot of these scenes that I just wouldn't have expected from a game not even an hour ago that had a guy stab a sword through the planet. Dude, the poor people on this planet. Every time they look up to space, I swear they're just seeing a new cosmic horror.
Yo, what up? Guess what? Asura's more pissed than he would be if he stubbed his toe 1,000 times in a row, so I'm absolutely going to laser him.
With that one blast, do you realize how much mantra will be lost? All the souls that have been given for the cause.
That's a cool story, bro. 3 words, tactical genocide reload. Cause this, cause that. Why don't you just shut up because you're a bitch?
As a cowboy with the cause starts to have a crisis of cause,
Our cause is genuine.
the game takes a major left turn and you start playing as Yasha to go on a super race to stop this laser from getting shot.
You guys really thought you could escape a man with the cowboy theme this cool? You are a fool.
Is he whacking away the lasers? Kick the lasers out of the way! Right before Asura is about to lose his Harry Potter Ball Z laser duel, though, Yasha does sock the thing in the jaw so hard that it creates a Grand Canyon across the entire planet times 12.
This is not the cause I supported.
You know, the more I played this game, I think it really just got up there with universes like Warhammer 40k of just places I would never want to live. Like, every 5 seconds, the world's almost ending, or something's getting exploded, or something might be trying to take your soul and could easily be getting super aroused while doing so. Whoa, all right, man, let's calm down a little bit there. So after this sexual deviant who might as well have been wearing I'm evil on a t-shirt gets sliced and stomped out of existence, sometimes the only way to kick off a good friendship with your dead wife's brother, I don't even know what to say, there's so much happening, is to have a super intense fight with crazy parry punches and flying through mountains in order to nerf your anger just enough so that you still have the ability to punch the ground hard enough to fly to space and then challenge the leader of the group of idiots who have ruined your life for the past few thousand years.
You and your worthless cause.
Get blapped, boy!
Hell has its cause. Hold your applause.
Is trying to devour all.
Shut the fuck up! Here's a few surprising facts you might not be aware of. Dolphins name each other, kind of, by using distinct whistles to identify each other in a pod. Lobsters pee out of their faces, and somehow this transformation of Deus right here is not the largest enemy that we're gonna see in this game. With that in mind though, just keep this scale in mind, and then realize how unbelievably impressive this little treasure planet space bike thing that they're flying is for being able to close the distance between these hands before getting clapped.
Tell me, do either of you have a foot fetish?
I do.
It's got taser nunchucks, man. What are we supposed to do? I don't even know what's happening. There's so much going on screen. This is ridiculous. Hey, welcome back to Boss Fight Bake Off, and boy oh boy do I have an excellent recipe for you today, because we are making a fine delicacy out of the god of tasers himself, or if Ganondorf decided to bleach his hair, And it couldn't be simpler. You just gotta toss in a few forced backflips, mix in a normal amount of punches to the face, and finally, you just gotta try punch bake thoroughly at a crisp temperature of get wrecked. Oh my. Well,
We're gonna die.
I think I've come to a very thorough conclusion, guys. Earth in Asura's Wrath is simply built different. Oh, that's a whole city right there, isn't it? Sucks for that place. What do you do? Break the planet in half? It is the planet at this point. I don't even know what the goal is anymore. I'm pretty confident that saving a planet that becomes a tentacle / wacky wavy inflatable tube man light show is a lost cause. But I guess at this point, punching it doesn't hurt. And if your daughter prays hard enough, why not exponentially increase the amount of super arms you have to infinity? And hey, with gravity and physics still in a coma, the best place to take a fight of this magnitude is straight into the core of the planet. Be sure to arrive barefoot. This is nonsense. I can't see anything. Come on, man. Get him down. You want to fall over. I know you do. Okay, we have spinny lasers now. That's good.
I'm pressing my B button so hard.
Like I said, Earth is just built different. It's fine. The whole thing's just gonna buff out. That side of the planet will be right as rain in no time. What is a big deal is Olga showing back up for 5 seconds to get salami sliced out of existence by Mr. Golden Spider.
At last, my plan is realized.
Who, plot twist, is the true god and creator of everything and possesses Mithra. No, you dyed her hair blonde! So here's the bad news. If you didn't buy the DLC, that's the end of the game. I know. Again, super scummy. I can't defend it, but we are absolutely talking about part 4 Nirvana because it's my favorite part of the entire story. It's ridiculous. So just so we're all up to speed, our 8-legged golden god of everything's motives boil down to,
you're pretty damn OP, man. Wanna be co-gods with me? I know I totally made the world a living hell for you by design, but since I like your vibe, let's be homies.
You're the one I should kill!
Chakravartin, the true final boss after the second final boss, I think is best described as a man on his 1000th playthrough of The Sims. You see, he has puppeted everything since the beginning of time and has reset the world time and time again for eons through trial and error to mold someone worthy to be his heir. You know what I say though? For claiming to be this omniscient true god, he's pretty damn stupid to stop possessing Mithra and put her in a little bubble to give Asura a face he's willing to punch. Stab him in the throat! The true god of this world, master of jump rope and dodgeball. Yasha hits the nail on the head. Asura suffers from Eren Yeager syndrome. He just keeps going forward no matter what. Even if there's a force field in his way, that'll kill him if he keeps using all the power in his body. So Mithra saves him from himself with the secret power of loving daughter Jitsu. Meanwhile, back on the planet that Asura and Yasha are falling onto, it's having a pretty bad time. It's going through the end of Evangelion. And it's at this point where Cowboy without a cause comes to the conclusion that Asura's body simply can't contain the rage of every Call of Duty player that's ever graced Xbox Live. So he pops open Asura's hood. Okay. Wasn't aware that could happen. He pops out the mantra reactor that was holding
7 trillion souls worth of mantra.
So I guess, yeah, souls are surprisingly compact. And sometimes the only way to jumpstart and kickstart your heart is with your heart. I gotta hand it to Yasha. He's got great taste on how to use his last moments.
Decide what?
Just an absolutely incredible fight, broken up by a flashback with an absurdly large tower. This is kind of freaking awesome. What the hell? So tall, in fact, that you're able to have an entire phase of a boss battle before hitting the ground. Alright, it's on now, man. You pulled out the monkey insult again. I thought we were over this. If it's personal insults you want, it's personal insults you'll get. Let's go, Phantom of the Aviary Opera. If your soul patch looks stupid. Oh, that's so freaking cool.
Show me your power!
The saddest part of this scene by far is the fact that I realized that The Promise by When in Rome syncs 100% perfectly with it, and I can't share it with you. But you just gotta trust me. If you were to look up that song and play it alongside this scene, it's uncanny how much it fits. And with one final emotional punch, thousands of years in the making, we get a fist bump for a new cause. Brotherhood. One depression shower later, Asura rides a ship to space with a signature look of superiority. Don't worry about who's flying it. We're way past worrying about that kind of stuff. What we do need to worry about is Chakravartin about to delete his save file. Was that the moon? Did he just piss on the moon? You fool! I've parried fingers! You think I can't parry piss? Oh! That's a very large hand. Oh my god. Behold! Asura, the super-sized destructor, who is a planet-sized god who gets a farewell from the ghosts of Christmas people he's murdered in the past. And I don't know why they're there. They're kind of just like, yeah, you go, Asura. We're cheering you on. To be fair, Asura probably would have needed like 20/20 vision times 20 to see them in the first place. But he does get a goodbye from his wife to give him enough power to blast through the cosmos to start fighting planets, lasers, and stars. Oh no, are we blowing up planets now? Let's go! Punch it! The scale of this game is ridiculous, dude. Did you think that would stop us? Think again, son. Huh. That's not good. It's a little problematic. Blasted us! No shockwaves, we're fine, don't worry about it. Yep, we got laser piss again. Oh, and he's splitting the stream. And after flying hundreds of millions of miles, maybe even light years, who knows, Asura lands a punch to a god's third eye strong enough to land him at the edge of space and time.
That was actually sick as hell. You passed the interview with flying colors. You're going to love being the new god of your planet. Come, join your daughter. I'd love to stay and chat, but I'm going to go do this to another planet. I think I'll call it The Sims 5.
After the least surprising no deal in history, Mithra gets thrown back in her personal bubble, and then Asura proceeds to beat the living god out of this guy. Yeah! You can't stop the punching! Oh, it doesn't ever stop being good. Burst! Oh man. So after demonstrating that Asura has a monopoly on punches, Chakravartin reveals his true form. Well, that's a lot more intimidating, which I think we can all agree is a little bit less likely to win RuPaul's Drag Race. This final fight's so cool. I mean, let's be honest, there's not really anywhere more you can go besides outside of space and time itself to fight God in a story that has the scale of fights that it does. I think you're gonna get flipped is what I think, or get punched! God of weaklings, that's what I think you are. I take it back, I'm sorry. No, I don't! I take back nothing! This animation is so good. What the hell, dude? That's a lot of swords. Nope. You thought. You're weak. Alright. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. That's not fair. Let's go! You got nothing on Asura. Blap! Oh man, it's so good. Burst! Yeah! Oh no, not the impeccable abs again. It was a punch with a delayed reaction. It had to get a little bit of a build-up going, because this punch to the abs is so powerful that it echoes the words, "My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards." And reaching the gaming level of God, Asura can see all of his QuickTime events at last on the same power level as his creator. Come back here, give me your face, get down. And another knuckle sandwich, and again. Then Asura demonstrates the final form of atheism by uppercutting God so hard that he spit Mithra's bubble out.
Wait! If you kill him, all the mantra will be lost. Without mantra, you cannot survive.
But YOLO, am I right?
And with the death of God, it shows that the moral of this story is that sometimes the only way to truly be at peace and to get all your anger out is to simply kill God.
My wrath is finally gone.
That's all you need. It's the best therapy you could ever ask for. With that peace and Asura completing his purpose, he disappears in happiness to be with his wife. And with a final act, he sends Mithra back to Earth, flying through space like Nyan Cat.
And that was how my father lived.
Joke's on all of us, though, because a few million years later, it turns out this was just the origin story to Street Fighter all along.